All right. What's up, friends? So we went over our week three of our 4 week social Latin series. We went over turns this week. I talked about passive led turns and active led turns. Okay. So passive led turns are basically things that you're going to see on your beginner social floor or beginner classes. Very, very passive, very, very open ended, essentially. What's happening is that you're giving invitations to the follows, and the follows have the opportunity to turn themselves around. It's very autonomous. It's very self-paced. There is not this need, this driving need to match the rhythm or the timing of the dance as much. You still keep the rhythm in your feet, but you're not having to directly turn around on a dime. Whereas active led dances or active led turns are based on the idea of prepping the body and then helping to facilitate the turn utilizing your body. So you want to think about it as like action to reaction. I also have used the word load and explode. That's more of a like a plyometric movement sense. So whenever you do like a squat, you want to load and then explode upwards, right? That's what a plyometric load and explode. So with uh, an active led turn here with the lead's left rib cage, they're loading and exploding, utilizing their rib cage. I don't want you to think of explode as like yeet. That's not cool. But you want to think about action reaction. So you got an action of loading your muscle group, and then you're exhaling, releasing that muscle group just by allowing the body to go back to normal, right? So load, explode, action, reaction. That's all that's happening in an active led turn. And we went and played around with our merengue, our bachata, our tejano, our salsa, our cumbia, but sometimes our brains break, and that is perfectly fine. The active led is a little bit more advanced, and that is okay. That if your body doesn't get it right now, perfectly fine, because the body needs time to have the brain build neural pathways and then to get into our muscles, right? So this is a more advanced technique. This is why this is mostly seen. The passive led is mostly seen in the social dance floor. It's mostly seen at nightclubs. It's mostly seen in beginner classes. It's very, very open-ended, right? So how do these look? Thank you to my lovely dance doll, Doc. Thank you so much. So we got passive led. Passive led is going to be an invitation. Essentially what the lead is doing, they're opening up their armpits, they're opening up their elbows, they're creating a bubble or a bridge. Their hand or their wrist is letting the follower's wrist be about the follower's eyebrow height or forehead height, right? You don't want to go Tower of Terror. That's really weird. So it's going to be the follower's wrist is about their eyebrow height or their forehead height. And all you're doing is creating a bridge and an invitation for the follower to walk underneath their own wrist at their own pace, right? They can make it a big circle, they can make it a small circle, they can go on a dime and rotate around, right? Whatever the follower chooses. Same thing with the leader. The leader, they're going to walk underneath their own wrist. They're walking underneath their own wrist and creating their own opportunity. It's very self-paced, very autonomous. There is no pushing, there's no pulling, there's no active energy. It's very relaxed. So if they're dancing merengue, they were going just march, 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 march. He can lift up that hand, and I can march, 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 wherever under my own accord. Now, the blinker system is when the lead tells the follower where to go via his fingertips. So you still have a slightly curved because we still want to be connected with this slightly curved hand. So it's like the cufflinks on a train. You're still able to connect, but the fingertips are going in the direction that I am as a follow is supposed to go. So if his fingertips are facing this way, I know generically I'm going to turn around this way. If his fingertips go this way, I know generically I'm going to go in this direction. So it depends on that. So leads need to be hyper aware. They're not just going like this and expecting me to turn this way, trying to do some random thing with their wrist or something. I don't know. Just I've seen some things on the dance floor. It gets really funky. Same thing with leads trying to lead it through a clenched fist. Like go, like that doesn't feel nice to anybody. And I'm kind of stuck here. Like, where am I supposed to go, good sir? Right? So you want to make sure that it's nice and loose and open, and everything in a passive turn is is an invitation, right? You can do it with any hand. You can go with this side, this side. The only thing you can't do is tell me to do a back bend because that's stupid, okay? I do not move that way, and a lot of women don't, and a lot of follows don't, although some can. It's incredible, okay? So if we were to do Tejano, same thing. Now we're doing a progressive style dance. Leads, you're thinking, okay, we got to go at the same pace. So if you backed up a little bit, do, 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 and he starts going, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And he tells me to turn and I'm facing backwards. He just lifts up his hand, gives me an invitation, and I'm walking around my own wrist, right? If he was going backward and I'm going forward, leads, you can't just stop in place. You got to keep moving. Elsewise, the follow is going to run into you, right? Everything has to stay the exact same. If you're moving at a certain speed, you have to keep that certain speed. Follow, same thing. If you're being told to go a certain speed and then you're told to turn, you don't need to run to go over there. It's the same exact speed, same exact feet step. Remember, week 1, we talked about just stepping underneath ourselves. We're not trying to go anywhere. Okay, same thing with the leads. You're not going to run away or you're not going to stay right there if you're going to try to turn the follow. With rhythm dances where the rhythm changes a little bit, let's say bachata. So we've got 1, 2, 3, tap, 1, 2, 3, tap, right? You want to give it an invitation. Doom, 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 ba. See, I didn't have enough time to turn around. That is perfectly okay. Ba, boom, ba, 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 right? Invitation doesn't necessarily mean I have to face my partner exactly that moment, okay? You can take time to walk through these patterns. So like saying in a bachata where we were going laterally, 1, 2, 3, tap, 1, 2, 3, tap. Notice how I'm like facing this way. That's okay. As long as you're on the correct foot for your next traveling moment, 1, 2, 3, tap, right? Now I'm back over here, okay? So as long as you are keeping that rhythm, lead, same thing. You must keep the rhythm in your feet, even though something different is happening with your upper body, whether it's an active lead or passive lead doing a turn. You must keep those two things going at the same time, which ends up becoming like this, right? And then we talked about salsa and cumbia, where again that is a rhythm-based dance. So you got to keep that rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. You got to keep that rhythm. If you're wanting to add the turn, the best place for the active lead is right when you're about to go backwards lead. So let's say 1, 2, 3, rotate 5, 6, 7, right? If this floor weren't sticky, I could turn myself around and go 1, 2, 3. But again, dancing in the social setting, dancing street Latin, social Latin, you don't have to go right back into facing your partner. Take your time, take the energy, right? Even if you were to do a passive lead here, leads, passive turn, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Notice how I took my time when he led, when I was stepping backwards, right? I took my time to where I felt comfortable because it was a passive lead. Everything was nice and smooth. Nothing was yeeting. Nothing was crazy, right? I took my time. I didn't feel comfortable turning right here. So I waited until I was going to take a forward step to start turning my own body, right? It works either way. If the lead wanted to turn themselves, say, I don't know if you feel comfortable, but we go 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. He's going to do a passive turn whenever it feels comfortable to him. 5, 6, 7, and a 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Notice you have to keep that same rhythm. Cumbia, when we did the same thing, we went 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, and right? You can add in that turn. You can add in that turn wherever feels comfortable with a passive turn, right? And then we talked about finally that you can lead a turn from several spots. You can lead it from over the head. The follower's wrist is at the follower's forehead. You can lead it at the follower's collarbone, right? That's a lead that you can play at. You can lead it at the follower's rib cage, not boob, rib cage, right? If you feel comfortable. And if it's not too tall or too short for you, you can lead it at the follower's hips. Inversely, you can do the same for the lead. You can lead over the shoulder or over the head. You can do it at the collarbone. Do fancy stuff. You can do it at the rib cage. You can do it at the hip bones, depending on what's comfortable, right? Stereotypically, I wouldn't say do it at the hip bone because that gets let's get a little dicey. But if you're comfortable and you can lead it without making your partner feel awkward AF, then fine. But there are opportunities that you can play with, yeah? So that was a lot of stuff that we went over. You've gone over 5 dances so far in detail, 2 more dances in a little bit of detail, like just talking about it. There's a lot of stuff going on. Your brain is still processing a lot of this, and it's still got to go from your brain into your body. So give yourself that grace. Give yourself that kindness that your body is still learning. This is phenomenal. I am so happy that y'all were able to get to this point in only 3 weeks. So again, give yourself that round of applause. We only got 1 more week to go, and I can't wait to see you then. Peace out.